Hello, welcome to another video, and today we got some more Mayhem 2 information, so I thought I'd give my thoughts and updates on it. So, if you remember a few weeks back, I uploaded a video saying my, worries about Mayhem 2.0. And we did some discussion in there, so thank you for keeping it civil in the comments, that was fantastic, and a lot of discussions in there. But, we got a lot of new information today, which kind of 180s my worries, I'm gonna be honest, I'm hella excited. So, basically, well, since then, the game has power creeped to an unreasonable level. If you use some of the new buffed items like Krakatoa, Lob, and some new items that have been added to the game, like the Unseen Threat and the Anarchy looking at you, the game is incredibly easy. Point-and-click adventure. So, Mayhem 2.0 is obviously going to give us an injection of new difficulty. Basically, what's happening is the current Mayhem 4 and the new Mayhem 4 will be similar levels of difficulty. So if you do not want to re-gear, then you can just play in the new Mayhem 4 and it'll be like the same. I'm hoping the anoint rate also remains the same as well, and it just gets higher from there. And then there'll be another 6 added on top. And basically, I'll put it on screen now. There's going to be 4 categories of Mayhem Modifiers, and each Mayhem will have different modifiers from different categories, to keep the difficulty consistent from Mayhem level to Mayhem level. And as you reset modifiers. Now, this is a really good thing. We already kind of knew this was coming. We heard of that after the Borderlands show, the last Borderlands show. The fact that they would be categorized. And that's awesome. That keeps difficulty consistent on resets. And that's really what dragged Mayhem 3 down and why we play Mayhem 4 for consistency. Now, confirmation, this will work like OP levels. There will be Mayhem level gear, Mayhem 1 Cutsman versus Mayhem 2 Cutsman. The Mayhem 2 Cutsman will have better stats. Confirmation on that, which is unfortunate, but, if Mayhem 4, new Mayhem 4 is similar to current Mayhem 4, we are essentially using Mayhem 0 gear in Mayhem 4, and it's fine. So, I don't think this will be you have to farm 10 sets of gear. You'll be able to take a few shortcuts. I'm even going to attempt to jump onto Mayhem 10 to see what it's like with Mayhem 0 gear on it when it launches. I think it'll be similar to OP levels. In OP levels, you could take the same set of gear from OP 0 to OP 8. It was tough, and you often re-geared around OP 3 and then again at OP 5, but that's not 8 re-gears, that's 1 to 2. It's not even full re-gears, let's be honest. Then, if the gaps aren't huge between them, maybe Mayhem 10's not... I'm hoping Mayhem 10 isn't mandatory. I'm hoping the loot jump from Mayhem 8 to 10 isn't huge. Because looking at that table, Mayhem 8 is looking pretty juicy. It's only got 2 random modifiers, one easy, one very hard. So, well, they've shared 4 modifiers now. They've shared 4. I do not like the sound of any of them. But you only get 2 on Mayhem 8, and I'm getting into something a little later of why I'm not worried about bad Mayhem modifiers. But yeah, looking at that table, Mayhem 3 looks a little rough. Mayhem 6 looks terrifying. Like Mayhem 8 looks nicer to play than Mayhem 6. And then, 9 and then 10 being the hardest, which I'm looking forward to. Now, modifiers are modifiers, they're still random, right? And the 2 new ones that we discovered are something to do with, like, big kick energy. Thank you, Gearbox, for naming it that. And this is going to increase our weapons' damage at the cost of their recoil and spread. Which I'm not a fan of the sound of, but hey, that's one of the however many easy modifiers that we get. Floor's Lava is going to be a medium modifier, we talked about that last time. Big Heads is going to be an easy one, we talked about that last time. It's going to be called Galaxy Brain. And yes, they're still on the big head train, not a fan. And then we've heard of a new hard modifier. Drone Ranger spawns healing drones to accompany and assist enemies. Yeah. So I'm going to be avoiding the difficulties that have hard modifiers, obviously. Which 8 and 9 do not have hard modifiers. 8 is easy and very hard, and 9 is easy, medium, and very hard. Exciting. So yeah, 8 and 9 are definitely going to be juicy difficulties to avoid that. But we don't know what any of the very hard ones are. I've got a feeling Vampire might be one from Borderlands 1. You constantly drained health, but killing enemies gave you health back. I've got a feeling that might be one. Maybe Naked takes your shields away. That might be 2 game changing. I don't know. Ideas. We're going to find out in like 2 days, maybe less by the time this video is uploaded. But modifiers, randomness, right? They suck. Well, on the cover art of Mayhem 2.0, this wasn't mentioned in the blog, so I'll link both. I'll link a tweet which talks about it with some cover art, and I will link the blog itself. But on the cover art, it says, reroll your modifiers at will, and quitting doesn't reset modifiers, and modifiers don't change between zones. This is huge. This means you load up your game, you reroll your modifiers from the menu, you land on the modifiers that you want, so if you don't like big heads, you don't have to play with big heads. And then you play. Saving and quitting will not change them, you'll stay on the ones that you have selected. Selected through a random reroll slot machine, so you just keep re-rolling it. I assume it'll cost Iridium, but that's fine, we've got thousands of it that we've got nothing to spend on. And the modifiers don't change between zones, so wherever you go, wherever you farm, the modifiers will follow you. This is fantastic. This means I don't like big heads, I don't have to play with big heads. I've got 54,000 Iridium, they can make it cost 1,000, and I'm set for the next 50 days. Or 50 crashes. Speaking of, has anyone been crashing a lot on Amara? Because I have. Like, no other character, only Amara. Using ties that bind Berserker. It's weird. Like, I know Six was complaining about it as well. It's bizarre. But, back on topic. Mayhem 2.0, looking a bit more forward to it now. Now, okay, choosing your modifiers at will, not changing on zone transition, whatever. Fantastic. Still doesn't take away from the fact that we know of 4 of the 25 modifiers, and I don't like any of them. I'm not a fan of these modifiers. But again, that's me. I don't think the mode is bad. If the modifiers were forced on you, I'd think the mode is bad. But being able to choose your modifiers is fantastic. And me just not liking them, that's just me being picky. So that's on me, that's not on the mode. If it was random, I would think the mode is bad. But it's not random. It is in a bit, but being able to re-roll to get the ones that you want, and then they stick around until you stop playing. And we don't even know if they will save or not between sessions. I'm assuming that they'll reset if you close the game and then reload the game. But if they don't, well, I can just pick the most neutral modifiers and forget they exist. But no, that's really cool. That's awesome for time trialing, that's awesome for speedruns, it's awesome for casual. Being able to re-roll them is fantastic. Thank you, Gearbox, for making that a thing. And the fact that you didn't put it in the blog post, I was ranting for like 2 hours on stream until somebody pointed it out. So, thank you Gearbox for making the modifier system like that. So, tell me what you think about this new information. Of course, we're also getting the Cartel event on Thursday. Really looking forward to that as well. So that'll be fun. We're getting new Mayhem weapons. We're getting the Sandhawk back as a sniper rifle. Weird, I know, but we're getting new Mayhem weapons. They all drop on 6 and above. You do not need to play Mayhem 10 for those. It's 6 and above. So as I said, I think 8 is going to be a nice comfy mode. I think a lot of people will be playing on Mayhem 8. A lot of people in chat were saying that they were looking at Mayhem 8. Mayhem 8 is looking like the one to play. But yeah, let me know what you think of these changes and this new information, because I just want new endgame at the minute. Anarchy's too easy. You saw from my forever run. You've seen from Moxie's speedrun. Yeah, give us difficulty. So yeah, of course the OP leveling system behind guns sucks, and all those questions that I had in the last video still stand. How will scaling of health work? How will scaling of action skills work? How will all of that work? I do not know. I'm hoping that they've thought of it all, but that is information that we still do not know, that we will find out on Thursday. Now, I gotta end the video before it hits 10 minutes, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.